Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So in this video, I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to give you guys a little Bitcoin update. What is exactly happening with Bitcoin and where do I, see Bitcoin in the next few months, especially next year in 2023. And of course, guys, in this video, I will in fact, give you guys the daily crypto market update, right? What is exactly happening with the cryptocurrency market right now. So before we get into this video, guys, please go down below right now. Okay, it just takes a few seconds. Give this video a huge thumbs up, right? And of course, please consider subscribing if you guys are in fact crypto investors yourselves, just like me, right? Please consider subscribing, right? Let's make this money together, right? Let's make this cheese together. Let's become wealthy together. Obviously, none of my videos is financial advice. I'm obviously not a financial advisor. So that being said, always do your own research, guys, right? Always. So that being said, guys, let's start with Bitcoin. What is exactly happening right now with Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is still below $20,000. It's right now currently at 19.3. It did in fact actually, right, drop even lower, but right now it is in fact having a slight pump back up. So right now we are in fact at $19,300. Okay, and you guys can clearly see right in this video. Okay, I want to talk about why I believe Bitcoin is potentially going to be going back down, $16,000, $15,000, $14,000, $13,000, $12,000, maybe even potentially $10,000, but that's just very unlikely. Now, I just want to say real quick, I've been literally warning you guys. I've been, making videos. I've been literally giving you guys a little heads up every now and then about why I believe Bitcoin will eventually drop back down to these price targets of, $17,000, $15,000, right? $13,000, $12,000, even potentially lower than that, right? $11,000, even $10,000, right? I've been giving you guys a little warnings, a little heads up about this happening, okay? And I'm not saying that this is 100% going to happen, right? And for Bitcoin to reach back down, $10,000, that's just very unlikely. But at this point, guys, nothing is, impossible, right? For example, if I just zoom out real quick, okay, I just want to show you guys something, right? So we know that Bitcoin's previous all-time highs was in fact at pretty much $68,000, almost $70,000, right? We didn't quite hit 70K for Bitcoin, but we were almost there, you know what I mean? So Bitcoin's all-time high was in fact at about $68,000, and that was in fact back last November, right? Last year, November in 2021, that was when, guys, we were in fact in a bull market, you know what I mean? Bitcoin was performing absolutely amazing. Bitcoin was in fact the best performing asset as of 2021. We all know that. And we were in fact in a bull market. Bitcoin obviously reached not just one, but two new all-time highs, right? It went all the way up to pretty much $60,000, and then it dropped back down below again. And then it had another rally up, and then it went all the way to $68,000 pretty much, and it almost hit 70K, but didn't quite hit it, like I said, right? So guys, obviously, when we were in fact all the way up here back last November, no one realistically knew, guys, okay, like, let's be honest, no one realistically knew that we were in fact going to be dropping back down all the way here, okay, back down to pretty much lower than 20K. You guys have to understand, from Bitcoin's previous all-time highs to where we are now, okay, that, guys, is a 70% drop. You guys have to understand that that is in fact a 70% drop. Right, so that's obviously a significant drop from Bitcoin's previous all-time highs to where we are now. Right, that is in fact a pretty much 70% drop, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin obviously has dropped significantly. This year, 2022, has not been a great year for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Right, not even just the crypto market, guys, but also you can look at like other things like the stock market. Right, the stock market has obviously been dropping as well, guys. We all know that we are obviously in recession right now. We have the war that's going on. The whole economy is not looking too good at all. So everything is, of course, dropping, guys, right? So this is obviously the time to buy, guys. We are obviously in a bear market. We all know that. So this is obviously a great time right now, like, to buy. This is literally the biggest opportunity right in front of us, guys, to make some money with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Look at how much it has dropped. 70% drop, guys, from its previous all-time highs to where we are now. Think about it. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. This is why I believe Bitcoin will eventually drop back down below. Okay, you know, those price targets that I just mentioned at the beginning of this video, you know, $16,000, $15,000, you know, $13,000, 12, and potentially even $10,000, right? So look at these lines that I drew, guys, okay? And I did in fact talk about these lines, okay, you know, in my previous videos, right? So obviously you guys can see the white line. This is in fact a falling wedge. So you guys can obviously see, right, Bitcoin did in fact rally up. You guys can clearly see that. And then after that rally up, guys, we have potentially just been dropping. You guys can clearly see that Bitcoin has just been dropping, right? So that is in fact a falling wedge. And you guys can clearly see right here, right? You know, the yellow lines right here. Okay, there's two of them right there, and obviously right here. Okay, those are bear flags, right? So bear flags, guys, you know, Bitcoin drops back down and then it breaks out, okay, from, you know, its drop. So we had a bear flag right here, guys, and usually bear flags, guys, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm pretty sure you guys do. Usually when we do in fact have a bear flag, there is in fact another 85% chance it will drop again. You guys have to understand that, right? There's literally a 85%, okay, 85% chance that it will eventually drop again. Okay, you still have that 15% chance of it, you know, pumping back up, but it's just very unlikely. Okay, so when we had this bear flag, guys, you guys can obviously clearly see, right, that we did eventually drop again, right? You guys can obviously, you know, clearly see that we had a high, low, high. It couldn't create, you know, another high pretty much, so it eventually dropped. You guys can clearly see that. And when this dropped, guys, you guys can clearly see that, right? We had this pretty decent drop right here, okay? And then we had another bear flag, guys, right here. Okay, so highs, high lows, and then couldn't create another high, so it dropped again. Every time we have a bear flag, guys, it will eventually drop again. And look at where we are now. Okay, Bitcoin right now is pretty much consolidating, right? I just want to like show you guys this real quick. Okay, I don't know. Okay, look, let me just zoom out just a tad a bit, and so I could show you guys you know, more clearly here, right? So when we had this bear flag, right, you guys can clearly see it did eventually drop. You guys can clearly see that, right? So you guys can clearly see that Bitcoin right now is still, okay, within this resistance line and the support line in this falling wedge, right? And I told you guys this many times, if Bitcoin does in fact break out of this resistance line, yes, Bitcoin could potentially, okay, go back up, you know, $25,000, $30,000, maybe even higher than that, maybe. Okay, who realistically really knows, guys, right? But yes, there's a very high chance if Bitcoin does in fact break out of this resistance line from this falling wedge, right, it will pump back up. But Bitcoin has to do something very soon, guys. Okay, in the next few weeks, few months, Bitcoin, okay, either has to go up or it's either gonna drop, right? Bitcoin right now, it could actually potentially drop, guys, and this is where I see Bitcoin, you know, going back down these price targets: $15,000, right, $14,000, $13,000, $12,000, maybe even $10,000, all the way down here, right? Potentially, okay, we will eventually see, guys, right, because we do in fact have a, you know, support line right here, right? So I just want to show you guys this real quick. For the past, you know, ever since we had this crash right here, guys, okay, check this out. Every time we had this crash, okay, ever since we had this crash back in June this year, right, and it was in fact a significant crash, right? Who remembers back in June this year, Bitcoin was absolutely crashing, guys. We were in fact at $30,000 for quite some time right here, guys, okay, from the timeline of May, 12th of May to pretty much June, so a couple weeks, right? We were in fact above, you know, $30,000 for Bitcoin, and then eventually Bitcoin did in fact drop. You guys clearly see that, and it dropped all the way down to pretty much $18,000. So it was eventually at $31,000, above 30K, okay, and then it dropped all the way down to $18,000. This was in fact a significant drop right here, guys. Okay, so ever since that crash happened, guys, okay, because it was in fact a decent crash, Bitcoin did eventually, you know, break out of it, right? We did in fact form another, you know, bear flag, like I said. So high, low, high, low, low, high, right? So it just kept going, and then of course it dropped again. Like I said, every time we have a bear flag, guys, 85% chance it will eventually drop, and that's exactly what it did. You guys can clearly see that it did in fact eventually drop back down below, right? So as you guys can see, ever since we had this crash, like I said, right, ever since June to where we are now, Bitcoin has literally been hovering between $18,000, to like $23,000. Some days, okay, for example, some days we will in fact see Bitcoin at, let's just say, $19,000, okay, and then literally 2 days later it will pump back up to 20k to 21k, right, and then a week later it'll go back down below 20k, right, it'll go back down to $19,000 and $18,000. You guys can clearly see, right, ever since, okay, we had this crash right here back in June, right, Bitcoin has been sort of between those price targets, right? It's been hovering between $18,000 to $23,000 for the past like 3 months, right? 2 to 3 months, okay? It's been a while now since we've seen Bitcoin go, below $17,000 or $16,000, right? We haven't quite seen that yet. And it's been a while since we have seen Bitcoin go above, $24,000, $25,000. It's been quite some time now, guys, right? For the past, like I said, 2 to 3 months, Bitcoin has just been, hovering between those price targets of, $18,000 and like above 20k, 21, 22, 23, right? But sooner or later, guys, we will eventually see Bitcoin. Bitcoin just has to do something really soon now. It's sort of towards the end of this falling wedge line. Okay, so Bitcoin has to do something. Like I said, if it does in fact break out of this, resistance line, right, then yes, Bitcoin will eventually pump back up. But if it doesn't, okay, it will in fact drop, guys. Okay, like I said, I see it dropping to maybe potentially $12,000. Honestly, I think that's the bottom for Bitcoin. I don't see Bitcoin going back down, $10,000, which is all the way down here, right? I don't see that happening for Bitcoin. Okay, maybe it will. Like I said, nothing at this point is really impossible. Last November, no one knew that Bitcoin will be, at, $19,000, but below 20k, when we're in fact, almost at 70k. No one knew, in the next few months, almost to a year, Bitcoin will eventually drop back down to $19,000. No one realistically knew. So this is just all predictions, guys. Okay, this is just obviously my own personal prediction. Okay, but I'm telling you this right now, with all my heart, I still believe Bitcoin's going to drop back down lower, right? $17,000, $16,000, $15,000, $14,000, $12,000. Okay, and I think $12,000 is in fact the bottom, but it could potentially drop back down lower. $11,000, $10,000. You guys have to understand something here, right? We have the war that's going on right now. We have, recession, right? The whole economy is not looking good at all, guys, right? Interest rates rising. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not looking too good at all, guys, right? So the markets are gonna drop, right? Crypto market's gonna drop, stock markets, silver, gold, yes, all that's gonna drop, guys, right? So be ready to buy, guys. I'm telling you guys this right now. If you thought 2022 was a bad year, right, for crypto and of course, other assets out there, just wait till 2023 arrives, guys. It's going to get even worse. I've been telling you guys this many times, guys, right? I'm not trying to tell you guys all these things to try to, scare you guys. I'm telling you guys the truth. I'm trying to help you guys, you know what I mean? I'm trying to like help you guys, have that knowledge, to be better informed investors, right? And to prepare yourselves, you know what I mean? Because this is not the bottom. Bitcoin where it is right now, this is not the bottom, guys. Please understand this. It's going to get even worse. And that's why, guys, I've been telling you guys this many times. I am in fact saving a lot of my money. I'm saving a lot of my liquid, okay, on the sidelines, for, to be prepared for the next crash, guys. That is in fact going to happen in the next few months. Who knows? It might happen sometime this year, right? Next month in November, or maybe even December. We will eventually see. But guys, eventually this will happen, right? We're going to see Bitcoin drop back below those price targets that I just mentioned, 17, 16, 15, right? $12,000, potentially even $10,000, right? It's going to happen, guys. Mark my words. So we will see. I will obviously keep you guys updated, as always, right? So let's get to, before I end this video, guys, let's get to, what is exactly happening right now with the crypto market, right? What's happening with the cryptocurrency market? So like I said, guys, Bitcoin is in fact slightly dropping 0.86%. You guys can clearly see that. So it's at $19.3 thousand. Ethereum has not been moving at all. Okay, still at $1,300. Okay, but still it's pretty much like Bitcoin is dropping at 85%, 0.85%. You guys can clearly see that. BNB dropping 1%. Okay, XRP not moving at all at 51 cents. Okay. Cardano, okay, is dropping 1.7%, currently at 41 cents. Solana having a slight drop as well, $32. Dogecoin, okay, has not been moving at all, down 2%, pretty much still at 6 cents. Polygon's currently at 82 cents. Polkadot is currently at $6. Shiba Inu is down 2%. Avalanche down 1.4%, still at $16. I still think Avalanche is a great, altcoin to buy. I buy a lot of Avalanche, and I still am, right? Uniswap is currently at $6, down, 2.7%. Litecoin is having a slight drop today, 0.96%. Cosmos Atom 1.8%, currently at $12. Chainlink, okay, is currently at $7, okay, and it's down 1%. Chainlink is one of those altcoins that I really do strongly believe in, okay, in the future. I see huge potential for Chainlink in the future. And I feel like Chainlink is really slept on. Not a lot of people are, in fact, talking about Chainlink and investing into Chainlink. But personally, guys, I have, in fact, invested a lot of my money into Chainlink. Chainlink is one of those altcoins that I am, in fact, keeping my eye on. And I am 100% buying. You know what I mean? I'm 100% buying some Chainlink, right? And it's a great price to buy some Chainlink. It's currently at $7, below $10. Personally, I think that's a great buy. Anyways, XLM is currently at 12 cents, okay, pumping slightly, 0.86%. Ethereum Classic is down 3%, currently at $26. FTX token currently at $23, just shy under $24. It is in fact down 1.1%. Algorand currently at 33 cents, down 1.9%, almost 2%. Okay, Taylor in the Classics currently still at the 30 range. Okay, it's having a slight pump today. It is in fact up 4.5%, almost 5% right there. VeChain is still, okay, not looking too good, but it has not been moving too much. But you guys can clearly see that, a lot of altcoins, right? Decentraland, okay, Sandbox is down 1%. You guys can clearly see that, right? Axie Infinity is also down today. But, everything is, majority of altcoins in the crypto market today are in fact down, guys. Okay, but this is not a significant drop. Most of them are in fact down, 1%, 0.80%. You know what I mean? We haven't seen a major drop, but today, guys, okay, I would say that we are in fact in the reds, okay, but nothing too major. You know what I mean? We aren't like crashing or falling too hard, but we are in fact having a slight dip today, right? So that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a huge thumbs up. Let's see how many likes we can get on this video. Let's get to at least 100 likes. I really would appreciate that. And of course, guys, consider subscribing. Let's get to 3,000 subscribers. For all the people out there that have been supporting me ever since I started this YouTube channel, I really do appreciate all you guys. I know exactly who you guys are because I read the comments. Okay, believe it or not, I do in fact read the comments, and I know who exactly you guys are, and you guys know yourselves, right? So I appreciate all you guys that support me for me. And on that, guys, I will in fact catch you guys in the next video. Have a blessed day, guys.